All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, accept, and to respond to words of wisdom. Ashe. So, public service announcement. There is no such word as Eleke. It's Eleke. Eleke. It is not Ocha or Oricha. It is Osha or Orisha. It is not Chanko. It is Shanko. That it is not Ochun. It is Oshun. Right? Now, when some people hear these kinds of corrections, they take it as an attempt to totally erase and invalidate everything that people in the diaspora consider their tradition. They take it as some kind of an attack on their tradition and the validity and functionality of their religion and their tradition, etc. And you got to get out of your feelings, right? This is the 21st century. You guys, I mean, seriously, we have to grow up. It's Yoruba is a language. It's a language. It's a language. Now, and I mean this as a language instructor. I am formerly a language instructor. I taught Spanish for a number of years. And let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say to you. I'm from California. Okay. In California, there's a lot of Spanish place names, right? So if you're from LA, then you're going to be familiar with San Pedro, right? San Pedro is a major street, biggest harbor probably in the state, right? San Pedro. But when you come to my Spanish class, it's going to be San Pedro. It is San Pedro. Now, you can make the argument, but yeah, my family is from here. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, they all grew up on San Pedro. And my great-grandfather worked at the San Pedro Harbor. Great. But in Spanish, from whence the word comes, it is San Pedro. Say it, San Pedro. Don't come to my class and say San Pedro and expect to get a point. It is San Pedro. The only way you're going to get credit for it is if you say San Pedro, because that is Spanish. If you're from the Bay Area and you're familiar with Alcatraz Island or Alcatraz Boulevard, right? You're going to say Alcatraz, Alcatraz, Alcatraz. But when you come into the Spanish class, I'm going to correct you. It's going to Alcatraz, Alcatraz, Alcatraz. Yeah, but my granny went to school on Alcatraz. And when I give directions out here, I'm going to tell everybody on Alcatraz, you're going to hit that left. Great. Fine. You could do that. But you need to understand that there is no Alcatraz. It's Alcatraz, Alcatraz. Okay? So you want to get it correct. You want to say it properly. It is Alcatraz. I'm not invalidating and erasing your family's history or the fact that you grew up there or what your family's memories are there. I'm just telling you that the word is Alcatraz. The word is San Pedro. The word is San Francisco. That's how you say it in Spanish. It ain't complicated. Now, the other part of it that gets deeper into it is y'all got to stop playing with my ancestors. Okay. My ancestors didn't come from Africa to create a new language. They weren't deliberately trying to pronounce things with a Spanish lexicon or with a Spanish, pronunciation. That wasn't the goal. Oh no, we're not gonna say it the African way because now we in Cuba, we slaves in Cuba, and we gonna keep it the Criollo way. Man, you better stop playing with my ancestors. That's not what they was doing. They were trying desperately to preserve the African way. In Cuba, in Brazil, in Haiti, in Trinidad, they were doing everything that they could to hold on to the African way. You know good and well that when an African came off that boat and they landed in Cuba and they met the Criollos there, the Criollos were trying to get as much Yoruba fresh in their mind as they possibly could. How you say that? How you do that? How you say that? How you do that? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Everybody, get it. This is how you say it. This is how they were trying desperately to hold on to the original way. That's why you have different traditions in Cuba, because they were working as hard as they could to preserve as much memory as they had of the African way. That's why every lineage in the diaspora is only made legitimate by its ability to trace its origin back to so-and-so el africano, so-and-so la africana. Every lineage traces itself back to the African root, that first African who they recognize on the American soil, the Pan-American soil. You know what I'm talking about when I say the Americas. The first one who was on Cuban soil, the one who was on Brazilian soil, what have you, who founded their lineages. So stop playing, stop lying on the ancestors and saying that you're saying things incorrectly because you want to preserve your tradition. That is not what the tradition is there for. Our ancestors were working to preserve the African way. That's just the reality, right? So we need to stop playing, and we need to stop playing identity politics. Get it right wherever you can. Learn it properly wherever you can. Okay, this is not, again, an invalidation of any tradition or lineage or practice. It's just the fact that now that you got access, you got the opportunity, take it. Learn what you need to learn, improve and correct everywhere that you can. That is what our tradition and our way of doing things has always been about. Right? Now, this is super essential because, as an educator, my understanding is that education and learning is integral to restoring the African mind. We have to think the way that Africans think and the way Africans thought historically and originally. We are always people who respect tradition. We are always people who want to adhere to the original way of doing things. There is no aspect of African thought that will just say that, well, things just change and we don't do it that way anymore. Things just change. And no, that's the opposite. Let us do things the way that we used to do them so that they would turn out the way that they used to turn out. That is a Yoruba adage. No matter how long a crocodile rests in the river, it will never become a log. Right? No matter how far a river flows, it never forgets its source. That's African thought. Okay? And so in the Orisha Lifestyle Academy, in the School of Orisha Studies, what we're really aspiring to is not just the content, not just the words. It isn't just about the vocabulary words. It's not just about splitting hairs about, do you throw the Obi first or do you throw Orobo first? That isn't the real point. The real point is to, as I said, adopt and retain and continually apply the principles of original African thought. That's how we maintain our true African identity. And that's how we navigate the modern world without losing our integrity. It's not just about holding blindly to something that you did because it was what your grandfather or your grandmother did, or everybody in your environment does. We want to go back to the root. We want to go back to the source. We want to go back to the origin. Okay? So all the work that I do is about introducing you as an individual to your original thought. If you can learn to respect and appreciate your original thought, then the idea or the reality of restoring our collective consciousness is going to be a lot more inviting to you. It's going to make a lot more sense. It's going to become more natural and second nature to you. Right? So this is a message for the leaders. I'm reaching out to the folks who want to improve the world through positive influence. If you're one of those folks, and I want you to find out how Obafemi Origuwa and the Orisha Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the next level. Visit me at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com. Let's start working together to help you live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you are destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. Bye for now. Odabo.